Welcome to the flip side of the moon. For nearly 60 years, we have looked at the moon and seen a graveyard, a cold, silver tomb of dust and rock, baked by a merciless sun until it was more arid than the heart of the Sahara. When the Apollo astronauts stepped onto that desolate surface, they brought back bags of soil that were, to the dismay of every hopeful scientist on Earth, utterly, hopelessly bone dry. The case was closed. The moon was a dead world. But while we were busy mourning its desolation, a secret was hiding in the one place we lacked the courage to look: the shadows. Because in the deepest, darkest pits of the lunar poles, where the sun hasn't shone for over a billion years, there is something that shouldn't exist. Something that changes everything we thought we knew about our place in the star. As it turns out, the moon isn't a desert at all. It's actually a reservoir. To understand how we missed this, we have to go back to a time where scientists were actually arguing about, well, vodka. In the 1960s, a few brave or perhaps overly optimistic astronomers looked at blurry telescope images of lunar channels and suggested they were carved by flowing water. The Nobel Prize winning chemist Harold Urey wasn't having it. He famously mocked them, stating that those channels were likely formed by lava, dust, or possibly even vodka. I don't know. I It was the 60s. And for decades, Urey was winning the argument. The Apollo moon rocks were analyzed with the most sophisticated tech of the era, and the results were always the same: zero water. The moon was scientifically declared the Great Dry. But there was a flaw in our logic. We were looking at the sunlit plains, the equivalent of trying to judge the Earth water supply by looking only at the Death Valley at noon. We ignored the cold traps. Because of a strange quirk in the moon's physics, a tiny eggshell tilt of just 1.5 degrees, there are craters at the poles where the rims are so high the interior floor never sees a single photon of sunlight. It is a darkness so profound that temperatures drop to minus 415 degrees Fahrenheit. Anything that falls into those pits, comets, water bearing asteroids, or ancient volcanic gas, gets frozen instantly. It becomes a cold trap. For billions of years, the moon has been catching cosmic hitchhikers, freezing them in time, and waiting for us to finally notice the treasure hidden in the dark. You might be wondering why some scientists are getting so hot and bothered about some bit of frozen mud in a dark hole. After all, we have plenty of water on Earth. But in the cold, hard vacuum of space, water isn't just something you drink to stay hydrated. It is quite literally the most valuable substance in the solar system. You see, water is made of two things: hydrogen and oxygen. If you have enough electricity, say from a few solar panels on a crater rim, at the top, you can split that water apart. Suddenly, you aren't just looking at a lake, you're looking at a breathing apparatus and a gas station. To get a rocket off the Earth, you have to fight a formidable gravity well, burning millions of pounds of fuel just to reach orbit. But the moon, its gravity is a mere fraction of ours. If we can harvest this lunar ice, we can manufacture rocket fuel on the moon itself. It becomes a gateway, a stepping stone. Instead of launching massive heavy ships from Earth, We launched them light, stopped at the moon to fill up the tank with 1.5 billion year old comet water, and then blast off to Mars. The dead rock in our sky just became the most important piece of real estate in human history. There is a profound irony in all of this. For thousands of years, humanity has worshipped the moon for its light, the silver glow that guided our ancestors through the night. We thought the bright parts were the parts that mattered. But as it turns out, the future of our species wasn't waiting for us in the light, it was waiting for us in the shadows, in those silent, frozen pits where the sun never rises, lies the key to our survival among the stars. It's a humbling reminder that in science, as in life, the things we dismiss as useless or dead are often just waiting for us to develop the vision, to see them for what they truly are. We went to the moon to plant a flag. We'll go back to claim our future. In the recent Artemis 2 mission, I feel something went under the radar. It wasn't really talked about as much, I feel personally. And one important thing that was on board of the Orion spacecraft for the Artemis 2 mission were actual human organs. So if you want to know more about that, I will link a suggested video somewhere, um, just so you can actually see what happened with that. But if you don't have time to watch another video and you're about to head out, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.